Hey, what's up guys? Blake here, back again with my wide body 16 STI. Today I'm going to be doing sway bars and end links on both the front and the rear. I don't really have any idea what I'm doing, so I'm going to just take you along with me. So here we go. So the parts that I chose to go with, I went with the SuperPro, both front and rear end links. They're pretty thick and I've heard really good things about them. Also went with Whiteline front and rear sway bars. Believe this one is the front, I want to say, and this one is 22mm adjustable, and then this one is the front, I believe, at 26mm, and I believe that one's adjustable as well. Alright, so I got everything unboxed here. The top up there, that is the front sway bar, and it comes with the greaseless bushings, which is really nice because then you don't have to put the grease on and get all grimy and gross. And then obviously front end links, and then rear sway bar, more of those greaseless bushings, the little support pieces right here. These go to just hold it in, I believe right over here on one side of the bushing once it gets put on. Then obviously rear end links, these do come with grease. I believe I have to grease these right here. Not sure, I'm gonna look that up before I do it. And then obviously the bolts to attach, I believe those. And yeah, and all the instructions and everything. So now I'm gonna get the front and rear sway bars out first. So first step for the rear of the car is to remove these two bolts right here. These are both 12mm, and then I have to remove the end link bolt right here, which is a full bolt that goes all the way through the lower control arm, and that one is a 14mm because I'm going to remove that, remove the sway bar, take the sway bar with the end link still attached to it off and out, which is probably going to be a pain in the ass because of the exhaust being so close to it right here. I'll just have to figure out how to do that, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Alright, and now that's out. Now just repeat it on the other side, and then I'll come back when I take it out. Alright, so as you can tell, got both the sides removed. I got the little metal bracket here taken off. They're both right there. So both sides are off. Now it's just time to figure out how I'm going to get this out of here above the exhaust. I mean, it's literally basically laying on the exhaust right now. I'm going to try and pull it through this way because I have a little bit more room, it seems. Not really sure though, so I'm going to give it a shot. Alright, so it turns out in order to get the sway bar out, which it's sitting right here, I had to remove both lower control arms and the wheels, which I was really hoping I didn't have to do. So that was another 30 minutes of wrenching at all of it. Luckily I've done it before because I put in my coilovers and everything myself, so I know what to do, but just another thing to keep in mind. Alright, so about an hour later, got the stock sway bar. This thing was a piece of shit to get out and such a pain in the ass. I had to end up removing one of the stock end links on that side, but it's out. So now it's time to match up where the bushings were on this side, and then hopefully putting the new one in is a little bit easier. Alright guys, so I got the sway bar in. It's just sitting on the exhaust right now. Big pain to figure out how to get it in there because this control arm is fully removed, as you can tell, but I left it connected to the very last bolt over there, and then this one obviously is not connected. So I stuck it through this way from this side and kind of fed it through. It took me a little while, but I got it, and I removed the sway bar the opposite way, the stock one, pulled it out that way. So now I'm going to attach up the end links. I'm going to put them in the center hole here, which is the middle, not too stiff and not too soft. And then I'm going to connect those up, and then I'm going to figure out putting the bushings on and mounting those up. I might actually do the bushings first, so I'll come back to you once I've done that. Right, so a total of about 4.5 hours later, everything is fully bolted up, including the little support braces here. They just included a longer bolt for here, so just bolted in just where the stock sway bar bolt would have gone, the little smaller one like this one. And they include this little finisher thing that I'm pretty sure is just made so the sway bar doesn't slide around in those bushings while you're driving. And then this is just the normal stock bolt that's on the end of the lower control arm there. It just bolts there. Same thing on the other side, of course. Sorry about the light. If you couldn't tell, it's dark now. And yeah, so we're basically done. Just need to tighten up everything, throw the wheels on, and you're supposed to tighten up the sway bar stuff under load. So I'm probably gonna throw the wheel on, tighten it up, and then just jack up the wheel to put some load on it, and then fully tighten everything up, and then lower it back down because the car's too low for me to be under it when it's sitting on its own. So yeah. All right guys, so I'm about to get started on the front sway bar and end links. If you can tell, there is the front stock end link, and the sway bar goes underneath this plastic panel here. I believe there's only, it looks like, actually there's only a couple bolts that hold it in. I'm gonna figure out what size those are, and then I'll catch back with you. All right, so it looks like it is a 12mm bolt, and there's one right here, one right there, and then I believe one right there, and I believe that's it. It's just those 3 bolts. So I'm gonna go ahead and take those off, and the under tray should just come down, hopefully. All right, under tray is out. It was just those 3 12mm bolts. And also there were these clip things that kind of pulled on, that I kind of just pushed the whole thing back and they popped off, which was easy enough. So I don't know if mine was messed with by one of the shops that did the installs in my car or something, but there's 2 holes here, so I don't know if that was supposed to hold something on, but mine only had those 3 bolts and those 2 little slide-on clips. So now I'm gonna get taking the stock sway bar out. All right, so it seems simple enough. I just have to remove this end link here, which I'm gonna remove from the stock location here to the front control arm, lower control arm, and then if you can see, the sway bar here goes all the way under this brace, which that brace has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 bolts. So I'm hoping I can get it out without taking that out, because that would be kind of a pain. And then there's also these 2 bolts here that just hold the sway bar in. So I'm gonna unbolt all the bolts to the sway bar and the end link, and then I'm gonna try and get it out without taking that brace off. So as you can tell, front sway bar and end links are completely taken out, and I could not get it out of that center brace there without removing anything. So I'm just gonna show you something that I just found. There are actually a bolt on either side of that, which is kind of interesting. So that's going to be a pain. I'm hoping I can just remove these 2 front ones, and then hopefully have a big enough little gap in between those 2 metal plates there, if you can tell, where I can just slide the front sway bar out and then slide the new sway bar in there, I'm hoping. But if not, I'm gonna have to take that whole panel down, which is like 12 17mm bolts. So hopefully I don't have to do that. Alright, so I got the stock sway bar and end links out. I had to remove probably 20 something bolts. Like, this is all of the bolts that I had to take out of the, I believe it, I want to say it's a subframe mount or something of that nature. Helps with the rigidity of the car, but there were so many bolts in there. But got that out. So now I need to take my new SuperPro end links here, and I need to match them up to the same exact length as the stock ones here. And obviously I'm gonna have it set up like that, the same way that that is. And then I need to attach these to the sway bar, which I don't know which of these 2 is stiffer and not, so I'm just gonna guess. I'm probably just gonna do one of them on the same side and then just drive it and see how it is, hoping I don't have to get under there and mess with it again, because this is taking me all day to do both these. So yeah, so I'm gonna put it in and I'll catch back up with you guys once it's in, and I'm gonna put those bushings on and everything, and yeah. All right, sway bar and end links are in, not fully tightened up, because I'm gonna do the same thing I did last time and jack up each wheel to put weight on the actual suspension and everything. And then I'm gonna tighten up those 2 bolts there, and the main bolt holding in the end link, and the top bolt there that attaches the end link to the sway bar. And then I'm gonna put the under tray panel back up, and then after that I'm gonna take it for a drive and see how it feels. Alright guys, so I actually finished up very late last night, hence why I didn't film very much. I was just trying to get it done. Had a little bit of frustration. One of the bolts actually snapped the head off when it was screwed into the welded nut that they have on the the metal piece that the 2 bolts go into that attaches to the bushing of the sway bar in the front, one of those snapped, and I just tightened up the other one really tight and said screw it, and drove it to see if anything would happen. And it didn't pop off, but that's something I'm gonna have to take to a shop probably to have them basically probably drill it out or something where they can make it attach the way it's supposed to, so it has the structural integrity. But I did drive it. I took it around some corners pretty fast, and feels amazing. Definitely something I would recommend for anybody that has any type of Subaru, of course. I mean, I already had coilovers on it. I had lower control arms, which obviously helped, but the sway bars really pulled it together, especially when I was going around corners at quicker speeds. I mean, the car barely has any body roll now, which is amazing. And you know, it grips like crazy because it has a wide body and wide tires anyways, but it really helped a lot. So yeah, I just wanted to close this out here. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy what lack of footage I had, then please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.